Alright, so Professor Liu is going to teach you vectors. Number one, I need to clarify this vector is different from your physics vector and mathematics vector. It's different. This vector doesn't have direction. Do you understand? It is not your force plus direction. No, okay? Vector is dynamic array. It's array. It's a set of array, but flexible, dynamic, can grow and shrink. So it will be much more helpful when you do anything for the internet e-commerce, because you really don't know how many customers you have a day. You really don't know how many scarf you're going to sell today. Oh, all right. So vector is a dynamic array, flexible array. That's all. All right. So don't think too hard. There's not such thing as plus force plus the direction. I wish we can have that. Okay, and we can write that plus something else. But right now, for standard library, there's no such thing as that. All right. So in order to use vector, you must come here. You must include the vector, the library. So include. Oh, hold on. Wrong spot. You see, I always put wrong spot. Okay. So include and vector. That's must. Yeah, that's must before you can do anything, because vector is a new one. It's not in the IO string. All right. So once you have that, and let's take a look how you define a vector. How you define a vector? When you define vector, it's called vector. Okay, that makes sense. That's easy. Called vector. All right. So, so before you have integer, something like that, now you have more. You're going to say vector. All right. Now the integer has to be inside here. So I understand integer. All right. And scores. Okay. Got it right now? So if you do like this, you have a vector. You have a vector, and is a 0 element right now. 0 element. Okay? So now score is 0 element. 0 element. All right, so no element. All right, so that's first. So it's useless to add them because it's 0 element. Or you can do like this. Okay, you can do vector and let's put it score 1, scores underscore 1. Okay, if you do like this, but you are going to say 10 and with 0 element. All right, so these two are different. So this guy say 0 element, and this guy say 10 element. All right, 10 elements. Each is 0. So 10 element of 0. So you are 10 0 anyway. You understand? Okay, then let's write it. Now the first one don't have anything to show. Let's show the second one. Okay, so for integer I equals 0, then I equal, now we have a number, so well, we're going to do 10. Okay, and 10. All right, so right here we are just going to write it out. So it's what? It's called what? Score. All right, so score, sorry, and we're going to write in and we just going to write a score index plus 1. Hold up, right here. All right, so and then first one is score, right? Hold on, by the way, is score underscore 1. Okay, and then we are going to CL, sorry CL. All right, so we are going to say CL and scores is underscore 1, right? Then that's that one. Okay, and I okay. So even though it's a vector, it's not an array, but you still carry some of the arrays old style to do it. Is that right? Okay, that's running right now. So build it. Start without debugging. All right, so 10 0. Okay, 10 0. All right, so now it's uh, we are going to do the first one right now. The first score has nothing, right? When you need to do anything in, when you grow, okay, when you grow a vector and you do push, so this is make a lot more sense when you are doing e-commerce right now. So means you are going to put a number in the array. Only you're going to enlarge your array. Only a number you have a number. So you don't need to have a set of 5,000, 50 million something. That doesn't make sense. So what you need to do is your array grows when you got a order, when you got a number, you push back. All right. So let's do this right now. Then we also have something called size. Okay, so because the size is variable, the size is a variable, so I need a size. Do you understand? So I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to say this integer size. All right, integer size. So sorry, we don't need to do that. Let me see. Later I do that. Okay, let me see. Integer. Let me don't call this. Okay, all right, let me call um, vector size. Okay, that's a lousy name, but I'm going to call that integer vector size. It's okay, fine. Okay, that's fine right now. Okay, I have a variable name right now called integer vector size. I'm going to make this 150%, so I have more thing I can add. All right, so this is my vector 1. I'm going to temporarily goes away with my vector 1. I'm going to do with my vector 2 right now. Vector the first vector score is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push some number right there. Okay, I'm going to push some number here. Remember the number push by this way. All right, so that's push back. Okay, and that's several of them. Okay, 3 of them. Okay, so I'm going to pull 60, and I'm going to pull 15. I'm going to pull 55. Oh, I push something right there. It's okay. Then once I push over there, right now I'm done. Okay, then I'm going to display it. So okay, first I'm going to pull right here, say this CL display vector of 10 element of 0. Okay, so we have that one first. It's okay. And we have that one first. Okay, now once I have that, right now I am going to copy this line, Control C and Control V, and I'm going to display a vector, after push some number. It's okay, some numbers. All right. So now remember my vector score is 0. There's nothing. Is that right? Now I'm going to display it. First I need a size, okay, gentlemen? So my vector size right now will be equal to my score, okay? That's my first score. Is that right? First score and dot size. Okay? I need to know that. All right. So I need to know that right now, then I can do this. Control C, Control V, and here not 10 right now because it's a vector size. It depends on how many I push and pop. You understand? So this will be, all right, so far okay right now. So we're going to display first a vector of 10 of 0. Then we're going to push 4 number right there. Is that okay? We're going to push 10 number, 4 number right there. Then we display it. Let's run it right now. So build it. All right, start without debugging. So I got these right now here. Okay, so 10 of these. Now the vector can delete number 2. When you delete number, is pop back. Pop back. If pop back is pop back the last number. So it's last in first out. So it's last in first out. So it's very important to there's a first in first out, last in first out. So all this is a very, very important strategy, and you have to decide as you are you manage data. Because order is very important. So what is the most reasonable for us is most effective. Take the least time. Which one take the least time to do that? All right. So in the chapter 9, we're going to discuss that. So which one you do? Like right now, when we do the COVID-19 shots, I never get it yet because there's an order, right? What order is reasonable? Right now, we do the reasonable is the most risk people in this and that, right? But when we do our order, is most effective order, okay? So now, let's pop out something, okay? So scores, that guy, is that okay? And let's pop back right now, all right? So when we pop back, we don't need anything, so we pop back 1. We pop back 1. It's okay? Once I pop back 1, let me copy this thing here. And let me put right here, right now. Okay. So, and this way, after pop back, pop back. How do I type pop? P-O-P. Is that right? Pop back. 1 numbers. Okay, 1 numbers. A pop back 1 numbers. All right. So let's run it right now. So I build it. And I start without debugging. All right. So is 10 element of 0. Then I push 4 number. So 75, 60, 15, 55. Okay. And pop back. So the last in first out. The last in first out. So last in first out depend on what you sell. If you do last in first out, and for the grocery, so you are sell the most fresh, because the last arrive you sell them the first. So last in first out for these is you deliver the most fresh grocery. If you do first in last out, you starting to sell your stocks. Those are old stock. Do you understand? So it's all by it's all strategy later you need to study. All right. So this is a array. Then also array of objects. So we already learned class already. So we have a square, like we learned that before. Okay. Then initial array, that's what you do, square and 5 and 1 2 3 5 and box 1 2 3. Okay, so this is your vector. One more time, remind you, this vector is different from your vector of physics. It is more like a dynamic array. If you take other language like Java, this is called array list. All right, it is called array list, or you can call list. We have list in the future. All right, tree, all these in the future. I hope you like the concept and like this video.